It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
And thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. Here in the Prince George's Schools, we test science IQs and we hope you test your own and play along today. We've got 6 outstanding young people playing our game today. Let's meet them right now. First from Brandywine Elementary, would you please say hello to Princess Hannah Amaba, Madison Howard, and Takori Hampton. And from Forest Heights Elementary, let's have a big round of applause here for Mr. Kyle Dawson, Lauren Howard, and Taylor Smith. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing, and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty with easier questions on the left, worth 5 and 10 points. Tougher ones, 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. End of the 2 rounds today, one of these good-looking teams will come back to play Magnolia for the chance to move on to play University Park in the semifinals. So let's make sure everything works properly. Madison, would you try the red team buzzer? Looks good, sounds good. Good luck to you, to Hannah, and to Takori. And Lauren, how about the green teams? A-OK over there too. Good luck to you and to Taylor and to Kyle. And just congratulations to all of you for being sent here because you are elite students. And win or lose, you've already won. We're all behind you. Let's have a good game. We go alphabetically B before F. So Brandywine and Madison, let's play the bowl.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, raccoons and badgers naturally have masks on their face. It tells other animals, don't mess with me. It also has the same role, perhaps, about the eye black that football players put on their faces. Because what does it do? What does it do, Brandywine? Takori, tell me what you want to say.
It allows them to see better in sunlight.
Why so?
Because the black part is like sunglasses that help you, like when you look at sunlight, it helps you so your eyes don't get like really hurt or anything.
Judges, what do you think?
It's your call.
Not quite. Lauren, can you tell us, Forest Heights, can you tell us why that eye black on a football player's face could be advantageous to animals that have natural masks as well? It cuts the glare. It cuts the glare. That's kind of what we were listening for in there. Go again, green.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 15 points. All right, your teams, your question is as follows. Absorbed water can actually help drive the turbines in a machine when that water eventually does what? Forest Heights? Evaporate. Yes, ma'am. Nicely done. Go green.
Zoo Parade for 20.
Zoo Parade for 20 points. All right, kind of a math question for you here. And let's reset that light, please. Reset the light. Okay, we got it? We got it. All right. This is Zoo Parade for 20 points. Teams, an owl can turn its head 3/4 of the way around its neck, which means it can turn its head how many degrees? How many degrees, Brandywine?
270.
Yes, ma'am. Nicely done. 270. Nice help there from Takori and Hannah. 3/4 of a way around the 360-degree circle. Go red.
Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo Parade. Say it again, please.
Zoo Parade for
Zoo prayed for 15 points. And don't worry about the score. We will take care of that during our break. We're keeping tabs on who's answering what. Don't worry about that. This is a visual question. Zoo prayed for 15 points. So look at the monitor in the studio, if you would, please. Teams, this water possum that lives in Central America is the only mammal in this group of mammals in which both the males and the females have a pouch.
Kangaroo.
No, Forest Heights. What group of mammals does this water possum belong to? The only one in that group in which both the male and the female have pouches.
Marsupial.
Marsupials, that's right. We needed the bigger group, Lauren, not an individual, but it's the group of animals that have pouches. Nice try. Go again, Red.
Zoo prayed for 5.
Zoo prayed for 5 points. Teams, according to legend, a lycanthrope is one of these that we humans can turn into during a full moon.
Werewolf.
A werewolf, yeah. A lycanthrope is a werewolf. Go, Red.
Zoo prayed for 25.
Zoo prayed for 25, the big one in that category. Teams, we all know about hyenas. Hyenas are scavengers. They can also kill to get their food, but they also are known as kleptoparasites because they're not above doing this to get a meal. Comes from the word kleptomania. What do? Brandywine?
Steal their meals.
They steal, yeah. If there's a group of lions, but there are more hyenas, the hyenas overpower the lions and they steal their food. Thank you, Hannah. Good listening over there. Go, Red.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, if you eat too much protein, and everybody seems to want more protein, it can cause problems for these renal organs in your body. What are the renal organs? They're the kidneys. The kidneys. Try again, Red.
Dayline science for 15.
Dayline science for 15 points. Teams, diseases that cause pimply rashes, 3-letter word, can follow these 3 words: small, chicken, and cow. What same word fills in all those blanks? A pimply 3-lettered word disease.
Pox.
Pox. Chicken pox. Smallpox. Cowpox. Come on, Forest Heights. I don't see any ferment over there. I want to see you talking to each other. You know, listen to these clues here. Go, Red.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points is a multiple choice question. Teams, which of the following plants is a hydrophyte? Hydrophyte. Which of these 3 is a hydrophyte? A saguaro cactus, an American beauty rose, or a water lily? Madison.
Water lily.
A water lily, yeah. Now, come on, guys. You got to at least try. You got to try. Taylor and Kyle, you got to get her to push that buzzer. All right. We will be right back with round 2 of the Science Bowl, and we will give you a score update then as well. Stay with us. Welcome back to Science Bowl. Hope you're enjoying this game. We've got 2 elementary schools here today, and they're doing quite fine. We've got lots of questions to ask, scientific questions, but a few personal ones. Let's do that first, about themselves and their schools before we move on. We have updated our score. Right now, Brandywine is at 130, and Forest Heights is at 80. Good game here. Let's go to Brandywine and find out a little bit about the team. Madison, tell us about Brandywine Elementary. Who's your principal?
Miss Lee.
Miss Lee, that's right. And the sponsor of your team?
Miss Losi.
Miss Losi. That's all right, Takora. You can jump in there too. And I'll talk to each of you individually. And Miss Losi has been sending us great teams for many, many years. Gina, thank you for all the work you've done for us here. Tell us any alternates on your team, Madison.
Jordan, Janae, and Ashley.
Good, and we'll bring them out in just a few moments here. And I always like to ask, captains, what is it about your school that you like to brag about?
Well, I'm really smart. And
I know you're smart, and Takori is smart, and Hannah is smart. You are off the smart chart. But tell me, how about like the school itself? You know, if there's some things about the school that you think are really terrific. Like your teachers. Do you have good teachers there? Mm-hmm. I bet you do, and I know you have a brand new library down there. Mm-hmm. And don't you have an outdoor classroom?
Yes.
Yes.
We were there when you cut the ribbon. It was pouring rain, and everybody went out and they covered up in garbage bags and all because it was so miserable. But I'm sure you enjoy that. Madison, tell me about yourself. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be a marine biologist.
Yes. And you also are considering being a professional ballerina, are you not? This young lady is a ballet dancer, and she and her two teammates are all safety patrols. You can see their sashes and their badges, so very responsible young people over there. Thanks, Madison. Corey, tell us about yourself. What do you do in your spare time?
I play basketball, play video games, and I play my drums and my guitar.
Wow, so you're a musician and you're an athlete and you're a scholar. You got it all going on. What do you want to do someday professionally, have you thought?
I want to play drums, guitar, and be a professional herpetologist.
Wow, so you're going to be doing gigs, yeah? You're going to be playing music. That's going to be a fun life. I wish you well. And Hannah, tell us about yourself. You have a good stage presence over there. Tell me about yourself. What do you want to do someday?
I plan on being studying music in college, so probably a music composer or a scientist because science interests me, and it seems like an endless topic.
Absolutely. It's like, have you gone on the internet? You can never say, well, I'm finished. It's going to be it never ends. It never ends. Why'd you want to be on the show?
Because, my sister was actually supposed to be on the show, but we had a trip out of the country.
Yes.
And, I was recommended by my sponsor, Miss Ose.
Wonderful. Well, she recommended well. Nice to have you here. Forest Heights, nice to have you guys with us. Lauren, tell us about Forest Heights. Who's your principal?
Dr. Thompson.
Dr. Thompson. I know how much he's behind this team. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Miss Musa.
Miss Musa. And LaTanya, thank you for all the work you've done too, and for helping us to judge a few weeks back too. We appreciate that very much. Any alternates on your team, Lauren?
Ayana.
Out in a few moments here. Tell me about Forest Heights. Neat thing that's going on there.
Well, we have a lot of clubs, like art club. We have a dance team. We have instrumental music.
Yeah, lots of extracurriculars. Yeah, so it makes it fun to go to school. It's not just academics. You're growing socially too, and in other ways that aren't necessarily academic. Tell me about yourself. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be a lawyer.
A lawyer, because you told me you like to argue, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, if you argue on this program, sorry, the judges are usually on my side. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Taylor, nice to have you here today. Tell us about yourself. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, a lot. I bake a lot with my cousin and my mom, and then I cook with my grandma, and I also dance.
And you also dance. Yeah. You're also a safety patrol, I see. Yes, and we were talking earlier, and she makes lasagna, and she makes, so what else do you make?
We did chicken, macaroni, and meatloaf.
Yes, now so if you're as hungry as I am, she did her job well over there. Yeah. Kyle, nice to have you here. Young man who wants to be a best-selling author, you want to go to Oxford, over in England someday, yeah?
Yes.
When did you come up with that idea?
Last night.
Last night. I like your candor. What can I tell that guy that can impress him? No, you're a good guy. Tell me what you like to do in your spare time.
Reading and writing.
Reading and writing. Well, you're doing, obviously you're a good reader because you're playing a good game here. Let's get back into the game. 130 for Brandywine, 80 for Forest Heights. Last correct answer came from the red team. Lots of points to give away. Madison, let's go.
Green things for 10.
Great things for 10 points. Teams, in the movie The Martian, the astronaut Mark Watley, he grew potatoes. That was fake. But in real life, Mark Kelly, aboard the International Space Station, he grew zinnia flowers and also this leafy vegetable. Brandywine.
Lettuce.
He grew lettuce, yeah. So he could have fresh salad in space. That was pretty cool. Go, Red.
Green things for 20.
Great things for 20 points. Teams in Japan, they call them foolish rice seedlings. Seedlings that grow too fast and too tall because there's too much gibberellic acid that is being produced. Gibberellic acid is the same kind of H-initialed chemical that we have in our bodies, like adrenaline. Gibberellic acid is a kind of hormone. Try again, Red.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, at first they threw oats and then kind of dried corn, but finally they started throwing this dry, starchy vegetable to people when they were just married.
Potatoes.
Not potatoes, no.
Fried rice?
Rice it
fried
is,
rice.
Absolutely right, yes. The last part, I dropped my voice, I shouldn't have. It's what they throw when people just get married. They throw rice, yeah, they don't. Maybe if they do throw potatoes sometimes, but rice is usually the one. All right, try Red.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, this childhood disease, characterized by swollen salivary glands, is now breaking out on college campuses all over Washington. What is that disease? Yes, Forest Heights. Come on, guys.
Strep throat.
Ooh, not strep throat. Good try. Characterized by swollen salivary glands. Childhood disease now being found on college campuses.
Smallpox.
Mumps. Mumps. All right, try again, red. You get mumps, you try to eat a pretzel, you're going to regret it. Go.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, in honor of Halloween, Starbucks came out with a zombie frappuccino. And on the top, it had all of this pink whipped cream that was supposed to represent what zombies eat. Madison?
Brains.
Brains, yeah. Good. Red, go.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, there was a pianist by the name of Frédéric Chopin, and he died because the lining of his heart got inflamed because he came down with TB. What does TB stand for? Tuberculosis. Tuberculosis. Go, red.
Science potpourri for 5.
Science potpourri for 5 points. Teams, if you don't want to get sick, don't eat these O-initialed mollusks in months that do not have an R. Madison?
Oysters?
Oysters, yes indeed. Don't eat oysters in May or June or July or August because that's when the bacteria count will be high. So you can eat them in December and September. Yeah, go.
Let's get physical for 10. Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. All right, teams. A little joke for you. One atom said to the other, "I think I just lost an electron." The other atom says, "Are you sure?" And the other one says, "Yes, I'm absolutely what?"
Positive.
Yeah, I'm absolutely positive because you become positive when you lose a negative electron. Thank you, Lauren. I'm glad you got that. Good. Go green.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. All right, teams. A catapult is an example of Newton's third law of motion, which says for every action, there's an equal and opposite what, Forest Heights?
Reaction.
Reaction. Yes, indeed. Go.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25. Big one in that category. Teams, there's something you can buy in the store called Chlorets. Chlorets is for fresh breath. And let's turn the light on, please, on the Forest Heights side, if you would, please. Thank you. Chlorets. It's a gum and it's also a breath freshener. And as the name implies, it contains chlorophyll. I will give you 25 points if you can spell chlorophyll. Brandywine, practice at Forest Heights in case I have to come to you. Soft voice so the other team can't hear you. Brandywine is rung in. Who's going to be my speller? Who's going to be the speller over there in Brandywine? Okay. Who we got? All right, Takori, let her go.
CHLORPHLL.
Good try. Good try. Forest Heights, I'll give you 25 points. You need 25 points. Who's going to spell chlorophyll?
Kyle.
Okay, Kyle, take your hands down so I can hear your voice.
Okay, CHLORIPHIL.
Good try. CHLOROPHYLL. Good tries. No points. Try again. Green.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline science for 10 points. Teams, the Star of Bethlehem is now thought to have been this celestial body that went streaking through the sky. It has a famous name. Back in 12 BC, it was recorded as having gone over the Middle East. It was a heavenly body that has a head and a tail. Brandywine.
A comet.
A comet, yeah, it was Halley's Comet. We think. Go red.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline science for 20 points. Teams, the hole in the ozone layer above planet Earth is now smaller than it has been since back in the 1980s, which is good because the ozone layer protects us from what kind of radiation from outer space?
Solar radiation.
No, good try. What kind of radiation does the ozone layer protect us from?
Heat.
Say it.
Heat.
Heat? No. Ultraviolet. Ultraviolet radiation. UV. Try again, red. Still have a lead.
Dateline science for 5.
Dateline Dayline science for 5 points. Teams, when birds do this, they don't count how many notes they do. But if you do this, now you have 280 characters to do it instead of 140.
Tweet.
Tweet, that's right. Birds don't count their notes when they tweet. They just sing. Go. Green.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. All right, teams. When the dinosaurs ruled the earth, the little mammals, they were afraid and they just kind of scurried around at night. What adjective describes animals that move around at night?
Migrate. Migrate.
Not migrate. Brandywine. Animals that move around at night. What adjective describes them?
Nocturnal.
Nocturnal. That's what I want to hear. Good. Go. Red.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, if you would, please. This is a pink-headed duck. It has not been seen since 1949. People think it's still out there. So they have not decided that it is extinct, but it is critically what?
Endangered.
Endangered. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Lauren. Go.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Please reset the light for us over there. Turn it off. Turn it off, please. Thank you. All right, this is, where are we? This is, let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, postal abbreviations, like we know Maryland's is MD, Virginia is VA, CO is Colorado, but if you make the second letter a small o, it's the element cobalt. California's postal abbreviation is capital C, capital A. But if we put capital C, small a, it becomes this chemical, Ca. First two letters of it. Brandywine.
Calcium.
Calcium, yeah, good, go. Red.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. All right, teams. Man's eternal footprint on this earth is probably going to be this polyethylene substance that we invented back in the 1950s. It's found everywhere, and when you throw it away, it does not decompose, like the straws that we get at McDonald's. What is that substance called that all these things are made of, Brandywine?
Plastic.
Plastic, yeah. The only way to get rid of it is to burn it up. And that's not a good alternative. Okay, 3 questions left. Madison?
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points. Teams, maybe it's embarrassing. Sometimes milk can come out your nose if you're laughing and talking at the same time. That's because this little, listen to me, this little U initialed punching bag at the back of your throat, Brandywine.
Uvula.
Uvula, yeah. If it's in the breathing position and you're laughing, the milk comes out and goes out your nose. Good. Thank you, Takori. Go.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points. Big one in that category, teams. The television series Bones is about people trying to find out about how people died by studying their bones. That is known as forensic what?
Science.
Not forensic science. Specifically, it is known as forensic what if you're studying bones to find out the story of the people who had come before.
Fossils.
Anthropology. Fossil anthropology. Forensic anthropology. That buzzer says our game is over, and it looks like Brandywine has done it. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away. Welcome back to Science Bowl. Hope you enjoyed this game at home as much as we did here in the studio. Our final tally is Forest Heights 115, Brandywine 240. But you know you all won today. Give yourselves a hand. Nice job, everybody. Hannah and Madison Takori, we're going to see you moving on in our competition. And look at the shadow team back there. The Brandywine students, Ashley and Jordan and Janae, and the one and only Miss Gina Losi. I know how happy she is. And Forest Heights, let's see those nice big signature smiles. Taylor, I know you got one. And Lauren and Kyle, nicely done here. And LaRon and Ayana and Miss Musa, thank you. And I hope you come back again next year because we loved having Forest Heights here. We loved having you too. Hope to see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. I'm Dave Zarin. Till next time. Bye-bye.